Whew! Hi, coffee friends. It sure is hot in here. If you're like me, you have a couple of ways to cool off on hot days. Come on, let me show you how to make an iced pour-over. Coffee friends, you are back. Welcome to Stick TV. So it's hot weather, which is great. We've been waiting for that for a long time, and there are a couple of great ways to make coffee cold rather than letting your coffee chill on the counter and get gnarly. One of them is cold brew. We can talk more about that later, but today I want to focus on the Japanese style Hario pour over. So what we're going to start with is about 150 grams of ice, and feel free to use your hands. Another important thing to have when you're making a nice pour over coffee is a hot coffee, just so you can compare. So again, the basics to a Hario: fold down the crease, just pinch the bottom a little bit. So when making any pour over, you really want to make sure you rinse the filter. And people ask why you do that. A couple of reasons. The main reason today is to rinse off any papery flavor from the filter, because you will taste it and it's not great. Another reason to do it when you're making a hot coffee is it warms up the cup. We'll now pop that over there, put in our 20 grams of pre-ground, ground a little coarser than medium. You just want to level the bed a little bit. And treat this like you would a regular Hario pour over. I usually start with about 50 grams of water at the beginning, and I usually let it sit for about 30 seconds. So by chilling the coffee on top of the ice does a couple of things. If you let coffee cool, you will lose some of the delicious flavor. By chilling it immediately, what you're doing is you're actually preserving a lot of the citric acidity and things like that. So that makes the iced coffee taste so much better than letting a coffee just cool. So we're going to pour the rest of the water in slowly in circles. And I'm going to go to a total of about 160 grams, which is not much. Normally with this much beans, 20 grams of beans, we would go to around 300 grams of water. But because we have 150 grams of ice and about 160 grams of water, that should make a pretty good ratio. This stick in the mud coffee is so good. You should get some for your friends. So the coffee we're using today is the Kenya Ndundu, the Kenya AB. Delicious coffee, one of my favorites of the past 6 or 8 months. Really a nice cup of coffee. I'm having it pretty much every morning at home. So we're there. The water has brewed over the coffee, and we're going to have this iced coffee. Like, have a look at that, it's still there. So although we poured about 160 grams of hot water on it, the ice is still there. The coffee is nice and cool to the touch, and it's going to be delicious. So something that might be nice to do is add some Sheringham coffee liqueur to this. Super fruity. I taste the cranberries, I taste currants. It tastes just like a Kenya, but it's super cold. A really nice way to make a cold coffee. If you have any questions about this, send me an email. It's david@stickinthemud.ca. Japanese ice coffee. We film this on Thursday, Gareth and Ollie. Oh, for fuck's sake!
This message is Coffee Daddy approved.